pleasure tonight to introduce you to a new partnership that Princess Cruises has established with the illustrious Stephen Schwartz. As you know, he's an award-winning composer of some of the greatest shows, Pippin, Godspell, Wicked, and we couldn't be more honored that he's joined forces with us to create an industry first in the cruise business. So he's going to work with our teams to create 4 new shows. Original content exclusively available on Princess Cruises. And we're here tonight to talk about the first of these marvelous creations, which will be entitled Magic to Do.
We've got magic to do just for you. Miracle parts to play, parts to perform, hearts to warm, kings and things to take by storm as we go along our way. Intrigue, plots bring disaster, humor handled by the master, romance, sex presented pastorally, illusions, fantasies to study. There'll be battles, they'll be barbarous and bloody, but join us. Sit where everybody can see. We've got magic to do just for you. Miracle parts to play, parts to perform. Your hearts we're gonna warm. Kings and things we take by storm as we go along. We got magic to do.
Stephen, you're obviously such an iconic Broadway legend. How did Princess get you to come to sea with them? I mean, this is a miracle.
Well, we started out by talking about the review, the Magic to Do review, and I was, very excited about that idea. And then in talking more with Adrian and the other people at Princess and sort of seeing what is actually available on the ship. I mean, there is, on every ship, there is basically a Broadway theater with state-of-the-art technical capabilities, great sound. They have access to wonderful talent. And it just seemed like this amazing opportunity that wasn't really being taken advantage of anywhere. And so when Adrian and other people from Princess proposed to me the idea of contacting some of my friends and colleagues who do work on Broadway and suggesting maybe they think of devising something specifically for Princess Entertainment and specifically for that venue, those venues, using the amazing things available to them, I've just encountered nothing but excitement and enthusiasm.
So I've seen a lot of the Princess shows, and I'm wondering, how are you going to incorporate, they're always so glamorous with the dancing, is that going to be a part of the shows? This might be for the executives. Are we going to see more of that?
Absolutely. We will have our cast of phenomenal singers and dancers with the addition of the illusion element that Stephen was talking about. But our goal very much is to build on the tradition of Princess shows. We've produced our own shows in-house for many, many years, and that's what we're doing here with some extraordinary talent. And to the point about the performers, we've had some remarkable performers, whether they're young, just starting out, or people who've played on Broadway. We currently with us have performers who've been in Ghost, who were in the Heights, another one escapes me, Motown recently. So we're drawing performers from both at the very beginning of their careers as well as quite established Broadway folks, and we hope to raise that level as well through delivering shows that our performers or future performers really want to be part of, because in many cases they're attracted, to the quality of the work. So it's going to be in our best tradition and taking it up a really big notch.
And maybe some misty day you'll waken to find me gone, and far away you'll hear me singing to the dawn, and you'll wonder if I'm happy there.
than I've been, and the answer will come back to you like laughter on the wind. I look once more just around the river bend, beyond the shore, somewhere past the sea. No, no, what for? Why do all my dreams extend just around the river bend? Just around the river bend. Eagles belong where they can fly. I've got to be where my spirit can run free. Gotta find my corner.
I understand you're bringing this to the Crown Princess first. How long will it take to get out across the entire fleet?
Well, I'll take that one. We're actually going to, Crown Princess will be first, then Emerald and Ruby in rapid succession. So by this fall, we'll be on 3 ships. Certainly, we're not intending to put any one show on every ship because we want to offer variety. A lot of our guests sail on multiple ships, and they're looking for multiple experiences. And that's part of the reason that we've formed a multi-year relationship. So we're talking about 4 shows coming out over the next few years, and they will be spread out throughout the fleet based on, you know, the particular needs of those ships and their itineraries and the demographics on board and what those passengers would be most interested in.
I should say, I hope I'm allowed to say this, that in addition to the 4 sort of bigger shows for the main venue, there are some exciting ideas that we've been talking about for some of the smaller venues as well on Princess. Smaller shows that could be created specifically for those venues that wouldn't really fit in a Broadway theater, but will still provide unique and special entertainment. So that's not really part of my job description, but it's sort of been irresistible.
We do like the fact that you're personally extending your job description. We value that enormously.
I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love, I guess I lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye, I'm defying gravity. They'll never pull me down.
This is so thrilling to me. I mean, what an incredible collaboration. And Stephen, I just want to know, 'cause your songs are so extraordinary and they're all your work is so eclectic. Can you talk about how you go about writing a song, how you go about composing, how it starts?
Yeah.
And also, will you be involved in the casting?
Absolutely. First of all, let me answer the second question first. Okay. Absolutely. You know, I feel that part of my job, frankly, is to be involved with casting and with even future productions, which aren't necessarily shows featuring that feature my writing. I still feel that part of what I'm doing there is helping to be a producer and a curator, if you will. So yeah, absolutely, I will be involved. In terms of my process, and you know, thank you, by the way, for the compliment. Basically, it's assignment driven. You know, what is the story being told? Who are the characters? What's the particular scene or emotion? And that sort of leads to the specific songs. And even though the review is, as I said, a compendium of many songs which are already known, how we're using them and the approach we're taking to each of them actually comes within that same sort of process.
Can I just ask a follow-up? How do you handle, as a writer, how do you handle a writer's block?
Oh,
block,
I have an answer
ever
for
happens?
that.
Okay.
I absolutely have an answer for that. Because one time I did experience writer's block. I'll just answer it. And I was complaining to a friend of mine who's a wonderful writer named John Bacchino. And I was saying I'm really blocked and I keep starting things, and it's kind of like one of those terrible movies where people like type 3 words and then they crumple up the paper, and I feel like such a cliche. And he said, "Oh, you're just being the editor too soon. You have to stop being the editor and be the writer for a while and allow yourself to do not the greatest work for a bit, just to get it started." And that was such brilliant advice. So I've never actually had an experience with writer's block since that time, and I've always offered that advice to people who've asked me. You just have to, well, I'm sure if you're writing something, an article about something, and you're sort of like feeling, this isn't coming out so well, you just have to allow yourself to write it and do it maybe not so well the first time. Then you can go and be the editor. But if you're the editor too soon, you just get in your own way.
How high does the sycamore grow? If you cut it down, then you'll never know. And you'll never hear the wolf cry to the blue corn moon. For whether we are white or copper-skinned, we need to sing with all the voices of the mountain. Need to paint with all the colors of the wind. You can own the earth and still all you'll own is earth until you can paint with all the colors of the wind.
Many nights we prayed with no proof anyone could hear. In our hearts a hopeful song we barely understood. Now we are not afraid, although we know there's much to fear. We were moving mountains long before we knew we could.
A shiver
There